Not every Hyundai engine deserves the same reputation, even though the badge on the hood is exactly the same. Some of these engines have racked up recalls, class action lawsuits, and a well-earned reputation for sudden failure, while others have quietly proven themselves as some of the most dependable power plants in their entire class. Today, we're ranking Hyundai's major engine families from the ones you should genuinely be cautious about to the ones you can buy with real confidence, and explaining exactly what separates the bottom of this list from the top. This matters more than most car shoppers realize, because unlike a transmission issue or an electrical gremlin that tends to be model-specific, engine problems on the scale we are about to discuss span multiple vehicle nameplates simultaneously. The same troubled engine family that showed up in a Sonata sedan also showed up in a Santa Fe SUV and a Tucson crossover, which means the badge and body style you're looking at tells you far less about reliability than the engine code stamped on the block underneath the hood. Worst, Theta II 2.0T and 2.4 GDI. The Theta II engine family, found across a huge range of Hyundai and Kia models from roughly 2011 through 2018, earned its spot at the very bottom of this list through years of well-documented and genuinely serious problems. Manufacturing debris left inside the engine block during production could block oil passages to the connecting rod bearings, and over time, that restricted oil flow led to catastrophic bearing failure, engine seizure, and, in a number of documented cases, engine fires while the vehicle was being driven normally. This wasn't a minor issue affecting a handful of unlucky owners. It became one of the largest engine-related recall campaigns in the industry, covering millions of vehicles across multiple model years, and it led to extended warranty programs, class action settlements, and a knock sensor detection system software update meant to catch early signs of bearing wear before a full failure occurred. Even with that software fix in place, plenty of owners and independent mechanics remained skeptical that it fully solved the underlying manufacturing problem. The knock sensor detection system works by monitoring engine vibration patterns for the specific signature of a worn rod bearing, and if it detects that pattern, it is designed to alert the driver and, on some model years, automatically limit engine power to reduce the risk of a sudden catastrophic failure while driving. It is a genuinely clever piece of software engineering, but critics rightly pointed out that a warning system addressing symptoms is not the same thing as fixing the underlying manufacturing defect that caused the problem in the first place. If you're looking at a used Hyundai from this era with either the 2.0 or 2.4-liter Theta II engine, verify through Hyundai directly, or a dealership that the recall work and any extended warranty coverage were actually completed, and consider having an independent inspection specifically checking oil consumption and any unusual engine noise before you commit to buying it. It is also worth listening for a distinct rod knock or ticking noise at idle, since that is often the earliest audible warning sign of the exact bearing wear. This recall was designed to address, and a seller who dismisses that noise as normal or minor should raise real concern rather than reassurance. Given how widely publicized this issue became, most reputable dealers are now upfront about recall status, but private sellers are far less consistent, and it is entirely on you as the buyer to verify everything independently before money changes hands. A properly documented recall repair should show the specific service date, the dealership or authorized shop that performed the work, and ideally reference the specific technical service bulletin or recall campaign number tied to the repair, not just a vague note saying engine work was done at some point in the vehicle history. Below average, new 1.8 and 2.0, early direct injection years. The new engine family generally has a better reputation than the Theta II, but the earliest direct injection versions, particularly in Elantra and related models from the early 2000s, developed their own pattern of complaints around carbon buildup on the intake valves. Because direct injection sprays fuel straight into the combustion chamber rather than over the intake valves, there's no fuel wash keeping those valves clean over time, and carbon deposits gradually build up, eventually causing rough idling, hesitation, and reduced fuel economy. Some early new engines also saw complaints about oil consumption between scheduled changes, a problem that showed up across several manufacturers during this general era of engine downsizing and turbocharging, but was still a genuine inconvenience and expense for the owners who experienced it firsthand. Hyundai improved the NU engine considerably in later revisions, addressing many of these early complaints through updated components and software calibration, So a new equipped Elantra or similar model from the mid-2010s onward is a noticeably safer bet than one of the very first examples off this platform. Owners cross-shopping specific model years should pay close attention to whether a listed vehicle received any technical service bulletin work related to carbon buildup or oil consumption, since Hyundai issued guidance to dealers on both issues that included updated maintenance recommendations. A vehicle with documentation showing that guidance was actually followed tends to run noticeably smoother and more consistently than one where it was ignored entirely. Average Gamma 1.6T. The turbocharged Gamma 1.6-liter engine, found in models like the Veloster Turbo and various Elantra Sport trims, offers genuinely fun performance for a small engine, but it comes with a moderate history of issues that keep it firmly in the middle of this ranking rather than near the top. Some owners have reported premature clutch wear on manual transmission models paired with this engine, along with occasional turbocharger issues on higher mileage examples that weren't given regular oil changes with the correct specification. The engine itself isn't considered unreliable in the way the Theta II is, but it's noticeably less forgiving of extended oil change intervals than a naturally aspirated engine would be, since the turbocharger relies heavily on clean, properly specified oil to stay lubricated and cool under boost. Owners who stick closely to Hyundai's recommended service schedule using full synthetic oil generally report solid long-term reliability, while owners who stretch oil changes tend to see problems show up earlier than expected. If you're shopping for a used Veloster Turbo or Elantra Sport, service records showing consistent, on-schedule oil changes matter more with this engine than with almost anything else on this list, and they're worth prioritizing over a slightly lower price with spotty documentation. A modified example running an aftermarket tune or upgraded turbocharger deserves even more scrutiny, since owners chasing extra performance from this engine sometimes push boost levels beyond what the factory oiling and cooling systems were designed to handle over the long term, which can accelerate wear on components that were already the most sensitive part of this engine to begin with. If you are cross-shopping a manual transmission Veloster Turbo specifically, pay extra attention to how the clutch engages during your test drive, since a soft or grabby engagement point is a common early sign of wear that a lot of casual test drives miss entirely, especially for buyers less familiar with manual transmissions in general. Automatic-equipped versions of this engine sidestep the clutch wear question entirely, which is one more reason they tend to hold slightly stronger resale value and see fewer transmission-related complaints in owner forums compared to their manual counterparts. Good. Smartstream 2.5. The newer Smartstream 2.5-liter engine, found in current Sonata, Tucson, and Santa Fe models, represents a genuine step forward for Hyundai in terms of both efficiency and reliability. It uses a more advanced combustion design and improved cooling compared to older engine families, and so far, it hasn't shown the widespread bearing or oil consumption patterns that plagued the Theta II generation it effectively replaced. Early reliability data and consumer reporting on the Smartstream engines has been considerably more positive than what Hyundai saw with its previous generation of engines, and Hyundai's extended factory warranty coverage on the powertrain gives buyers genuine peace of mind even if a problem were to develop, since the coverage window is longer than what most competitors offer on comparable vehicles. That warranty confidence is not just a marketing talking point either, since insurers and third-party warranty providers factor manufacturer confidence into their own risk pricing, and the fact that Hyundai backs these engines so aggressively tends to translate into more favorable extended warranty terms for buyers who want additional coverage beyond the factory period. As with any newer engine design, long-term data beyond 10 years and extremely high mileage is still developing. But everything available so far points to Smartstream being a meaningful improvement over Hyundai's older, naturally aspirated four-cylinder options, both in terms of outright reliability and in the seriousness of any issues that do occasionally surface. Independent shops that specialize in Hyundai and Kia service have echoed this sentiment in owner forums and repair community discussions, generally noting that the failures they do see on Smartstream engines tend to be conventional wear items rather than the kind of fundamental manufacturing defect that plagued the Theta II generation. That distinction matters enormously for a buyer, since a worn water pump or a failing sensor is a routine repair bill, while a bearing failure from manufacturing debris is a potential engine replacement. Best, Theta III and the latest turbocharged Smartstream engines. At the top of this list sits Hyundai's most recent generation of turbocharged engines, including the updated Theta III found in performance-oriented models and the latest turbocharged Smartstream variants used across the current Sonata, Tucson, and Santa Fe lineup. These represent the culmination of everything Hyundai learned from the well-documented problems of the earlier Theta II generation. With revised internal components, improved oil delivery systems, and significantly more rigorous quality control during manufacturing, Hyundai clearly took the earlier recall crisis seriously, and it shows in how these newer engines have been engineered and tested before reaching production. Independent reliability surveys and long-term owner reports have been notably positive, without the widespread bearing failure and engine fire complaints that defined the company's reputation for much of the previous decade. These engines also benefit from genuinely competitive warranty coverage that reflects Hyundai's confidence in the hardware, and combined with the brand's typically lower price point compared to Japanese and German competitors, a Hyundai with one of these latest generation engines represents one of the strongest value propositions in the current new and lightly used car market, a genuinely impressive turnaround from where the brand's engine reputation stood just a decade earlier. What makes this generation particularly notable is that Hyundai achieved this turnaround while also pushing forward on fuel efficiency and power output, rather than simply playing it safe with more conservative, lower-stress engine designs. That combination of ambition and improved execution is exactly what you want to see from a manufacturer that suffered a genuinely damaging reliability crisis and had every incentive to overcorrect toward caution instead of continued innovation. Competing manufacturers facing similar reliability crises in the past have sometimes responded by pulling back on performance and simplifying their engineering ambitions for years afterward. So Hyundai continuing to push forward on both fronts simultaneously says something meaningful about how the company approached rebuilding its engineering culture, rather than just patching the immediate problem and moving on. Why engine family matters more than model name. One of the most common mistakes used car shoppers make is researching a specific model, like a Sonata or a Santa Fe, without ever checking which engine that particular example actually has under the hood. Hyundai, like most manufacturers, offered multiple engine options across the same model name over the years, sometimes even within a single model year depending on trim level. And those engines can carry dramatically different reliability track records from one another, despite sitting in an identical-looking car on a dealer lot. This is exactly why two examples of the same Hyundai model, sitting side by side on a used car lot with similar mileage and similar prices, can represent wildly different levels of risk, depending entirely on which engine code is stamped on a small plate near the block. A shopper who only researches the model name and skips checking the specific engine is essentially gambling blind, especially with a brand that has such a well-documented split between its problematic and its excellent engine families. Before buying any used Hyundai, look up the exact engine code, cross-reference it against Hyundai's official recall database using the vehicle's VIN, and read up on that specific engine's track record rather than relying on general impressions about the brand or the model name alone. 5 extra minutes of research here can be the difference between years of reliable ownership and an expensive mechanical surprise within the first year. Most manufacturers make this information reasonably accessible now, largely as a direct result of the scrutiny Hyundai and other brands faced during major recall campaigns over the past decade. So there is genuinely no excuse for skipping this step given how quick and free it typically is to check. A quick word on Hyundai's hybrid and diesel powertrains. Outside the mainstream gasoline lineup covered above, Hyundai also offers hybrid and, in some international markets, diesel powertrains that deserve a brief mention since they follow a somewhat different reliability pattern. Hyundai's hybrid systems, paired with the Smartstream and earlier new engine families depending on the model year, have generally shown solid reliability, benefiting from the fact that hybrid operation actually reduces stress on the combustion engine itself during city driving by allowing the electric motor to handle a meaningful share of low-speed acceleration. The battery and hybrid drive components carry their own separate warranty coverage, typically longer than the standard powertrain warranty, which gives buyers additional peace of mind on a part of the vehicle that can be expensive to replace outside of warranty coverage if something does eventually go wrong. Diesel options, more common in international Hyundai lineups than in the North American market, generally carry a stronger reputation for longevity when properly maintained, though they come with their own set of considerations around emissions equipment and fuel quality that fall outside the scope of a straightforward gasoline engine comparison like this one. If you are shopping in a market where diesel Hyundai models are common, research the specific engine and emissions system separately, since the failure patterns and maintenance requirements differ meaningfully from anything covered in this ranking. None of that changes the core takeaway of this ranking though, which is that identifying the exact powertrain under the hood, gasoline, hybrid, or diesel, is always the first and most important step before making any judgment about a specific Hyundai's long-term reliability. The bottom line: Hyundai's engine reputation tells two very different stories depending on which years and which specific engine family you're looking at. The Theta II era represents a genuine low point that cost the company billions in recalls and settlements and understandably shook buyer confidence for years afterward. But the more recent Smartstream and Theta III engines show a company that clearly learned hard lessons and rebuilt its engineering and quality control processes around not repeating the same mistakes. If you're shopping for a used Hyundai, know exactly which engine sits under the hood. Check for outstanding recalls through Hyundai's official VIN lookup tool before you buy anything, and weigh the age of the specific engine family against everything covered here. The badge on the hood hasn't changed over the past 15 years, but what's actually inside has changed dramatically. And treating every Hyundai engine as identical is exactly how buyers end up with an unpleasant and expensive surprise. It is also worth remembering that Hyundai as a company responded to its reliability crisis in a way that genuinely benefits current shoppers, extending warranty coverage, settling claims, and investing heavily in manufacturing quality control that carries forward into every vehicle built since. That response does not erase the real harm caused to owners who dealt with failures during the worst years of the Theta II problem, but it does mean a buyer looking at a current or recent Hyundai is benefiting from lessons the company was forced to learn the hard way. Ultimately, the goal of this ranking is not to scare you away from the brand entirely, since plenty of Hyundai engines, especially in recent years, are genuinely excellent and back it up with strong warranty coverage most competitors simply do not match. The goal is to make sure you are shopping with your eyes open, checking the specific engine and its documented history rather than assuming every Hyundai carries the same risk or the same strength. Because the gap between the worst and the best entries on this list is about as wide as it gets across the entire industry.